Hold your thought. Again, remember, we want every election to be pretty respectful and issue-based. So everything I'm about to say, I say with those two things in mind. Can you imagine this president elected, re-elected, and serving as your president again, not constrained by another election?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Scares me. Scares me. I know it concerns a lot of folks. And I think, not to trail off, but let me trail off for a second. Again, American Politics 101, 30 to 35% of the country is going to vote for Romney no matter what. 30 to 35% of the country is going to vote for Obama no matter what. And you got about 30 to 35 in the middle. Now, I think of the 30 to 35 that's going to vote for Obama no matter what, I really believe that a lot of those people really do believe that he was never ready to be president and he's not doing a very good job. I think they believe that. It's just that what Romney and the Republicans stand for scare the daylights out of them. I can tell you that darn near everybody in the middle gets that. Polling tells us that. Most people in the middle disagree with this president on every single issue. Every single issue. Polls tell us that they still kind of want to like him personally. And again, let's not overlook the fact, guys and gals, folks, he was a historic figure. He's our first African-American president. The country voted for him because of that. It made us feel good about himself. I've said it before. It helped that John McCain was about 142 years old. It helped that the economy was tanking. A lot of these things helped. But he never would have gotten there without his historic nature.
If it had not been for Bush, he wouldn't have been elected.
Well, I'll debate that with you.
Okay.
But to even get the nomination with virtually no experience,
Right.
none.
None.
Zero.
We basically elected a state legislator our president. Because from the moment he got elected as U.S. Senator, he was running for president.
Right.
That's never happened in our history before.
Exactly.
So what's good though about life is we're almost 4 years later. Now, this president actually has a record. And so now most Americans now can say, am I better off than I was 4 years ago? Do I like or don't like Obamacare? Do I want my taxes to go up or go down? Do I want to drill for oil? Do I believe that my government can tell the Catholic Church what to do or not? There are now issues we can vote on, which is good. Yes, sir.
Immigration will be a very important issue for Republicans and Democrats. Both are going to have to address it. Now, I just wrote a letter to Jeb Bush with my thoughts and suggestions, and I'm somewhat of an expert on immigration. And I understand we may have some variances, but I just want to let you know it's going to be on the table and it is going to be discussed. And God willing, I'm going to be able to put on a hell of an event, probably down at the Union League Club on immigration. And I'd certainly invite you to come, even Tammy, if she wanted to come. Your turn, sir.
Thank you. I don't know how big an issue it will be during the campaign. It should be. It's an important issue. It's an issue that Democrats don't talk about because they're not bothered by illegal immigration. Republicans are afraid to talk about it because every time Republicans talk about it, we get hit over the head. And so
racist right away.
You're called mean, you're called whatever right away.
Will the Arizona decision have a big impact?
Yes, so I think, and again, I was very encouraged by what I read last week as far as the questioning that went on in the Supreme Court with the Arizona issue. So that could be a very big ruling. It's an issue that we, again, as a country, need to grow up and have a discussion about. And it's one thing to just say, secure the border, hold businesses accountable. What does that mean? You really got to do it. We really got to do it. Then we got 14 to 15 million illegals living in this country. What are we as a country going to do about it? That's the discussion no politician wants to have. I'm sure Obama will try to gin it up during the campaign because, again, he's just, it's like the secret to his success is he's going to try to divide every one of us against each other. Young people, college students against the elderly. Hispanics against the rest of us.
Black against white.
Black against white. Poor against rich.
Right.
What is this 99% crud? All this stuff. This is all Obama. He's orchestrating all of this. His key to getting elected is to foster this resentment, this anger, and again, he's just going to pray that you're just too stupid this year.
Like the beer on the White House lawn, remember that?
To know what to do.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
You knew nothing
If
about it.
Barack Obama wins a second term, conceivably, could he issue an executive order and legalize those 15 or 20 million illegals?
Yes,
No.
absolutely.
Again, I will simply say this. There are many of us who are scared and concerned about what he might do, not at all worrying about another election.
If Obama gets if the Democrats get in, Obamacare is a done deal. They can load the Supreme Court this time, and it will be a done deal. Illegal immigration is a done deal. It's all over with in this country. 68,000 people a day, $750 billion worth of drugs a year, and that'll be done if Obama gets in. That's the one thing.
And he'll change term limits for presidency, so he'll be president
No,
forever.
that's,
You know, again, I will say this, guys. Again, these 30 to 35% of the people in the middle, they're going to decide this election. And if the people who don't like President Obama want to get him out of the White House, if they go at him and get personal and get ugly or talk about investigating this and investigating that, I'm just going to speak for myself. I think the best way to beat President Obama, and I think Mitt Romney will do this, is
The issues.
talk about Obamacare, drilling, taxes,
Yes.
regulation,
Yes.
the things, religious freedom, the things that Americans and these people in the middle care about.
Yes.
If we focus on that, I don't know how they win, because most Americans disagree with him and the Democrats on this. Most Americans really don't want Medicare to be insolvent.
Right.
Most Americans do want us drilling for oil. We want to work. Most Americans understand how bad Obamacare will be for us.
Yes.
We'd like to get rid of it and replace it with a few smaller things that will work. That's where most Americans are. If that wasn't the case, this president would be talking about Obamacare. God, I'd love to debate him. I would love to get him in a room and just ask him, Mr. President, I'm going to give you the floor. In fact, hold on, sir, let me look at my cell phone. I know we're supposed to be here for an hour. Mr. President, I'm going to give you the next 20 minutes. I'm going to sit down right here. Please tell us how great Obamacare is. I want to hear you talk about it. I'd love Mitt Romney to do that. Please, sir, talk about Obamacare. And when you're done with that, take as much time as you need to talk about this stimulus and what it did to our economy. I want to hear what you think about this recovery.
So what was Tammy?
I'd love that. Thoughts, issues, questions before we wrap? Anything, guys? Yes, sir.
In running.
By the way, he paid $100 for this seat.
That's a good one.
The special boxes. Skybox.
In running your campaign, have you thought any about going to schools? And because when kids go home and talk to their parents about what they learned in school, then your name comes up and the parents tend to go toward what their kids are actively involved in?
It's a great idea. I speak in high school classes a lot, sometimes elementary schools. I'm a former teacher, so I do tend to try to get in front of as many high school classes as I can.
And then as a separate question, I've told you before, I'm a retired federal employee, but still, I think this is like the 9th or 10th town hall that I've come to with you.
You need to get a life.
Well, but it's so enjoyable. You have yet to say anything that I disagree with.
No way.
No, I'm serious. And now here comes the if.
Uh-huh.
If you get reelected, if the Republicans keep the House, they take over the Senate, and they win the presidency, what would be the first thing, well, not necessarily first thing, but what in general would you do, would the administration, blah, 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 do to unravel the mess we're in?
Again, if I were advising Mitt Romney and the Republicans had the keys to Washington, I'd try to do 3 things within a month. I'd repeal Obamacare the first day and get rid of it. And then I'd put Republicans and Democrats in a room, and I'd say, you got 2 months. Give me 2 to 3 small health care reforms that we know will work to address the problem. Go do your thing. The second thing I'd do is I would pass tax reform legislation immediately. I'd pass a flat tax. I'd look at the fair tax. I'd do something so that we simplify the tax code so that every American fills out their taxes on a postcard. So it's one low, simple rate for all of us. We get rid of all these loopholes. And we truly enact real broad tax reform. So, because remember, if I'm running the world, I'm trying to get government off your back. So I want to cut taxes and simplify the code. The third thing I'd do immediately, I would turn on all the lights in this country, and I'd be going after all of our energy. I would free up, drilling all over the place, natural gas all over the place. This just slays me. It slays me that this president turned down the Keystone Pipeline. It just slays me. You're talking about 20,000 jobs like that. And these aren't jobs for the 1%, whatever, again, that 1% is. You're talking about welders, pipe fitters, construction workers, a lot of union jobs. By the way, a lot of his union folks are mad at him. We're not just talking about Keystone Pipeline. Keystone Pipeline is here. There is project after project after project lined up. We have so many resources in this country that we can't touch right now. Now we should do it because it will help us be energy independent, right? It's good energy policy. But do it and put this country to work. Put this country to work. I will never, ever, ever blame this president for the mess he inherited. But he has made things worse by every indicator. And it's no accident, Mr. President, again, if you were here in a debate, it's no accident. He does not want to free us up. That's not what he believes. There are Americans that believe that.
Never let a good crisis go to waste.
See, and this is why I say we're close. We have a lot of people really dependent upon government.
They mistrust.
Do you know the average family out in the private sector last year, the average family, it was a rough year. The average family made about $32,000 out here last year. The amount of the average subsidy that the average person got from government was $33,000. It's now more. We have almost half Americans not paying federal income taxes. As a very smart woman said during my last campaign, we're at the point where we have more people in the wagon than are pulling the wagon.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I love that line. That's my favorite line.
It's a great line.
How do you as a country continue? How does that wagon move forward if everybody's sitting in the wagon? But you know what? It's really easy to say, hey, here's, because I'm Tammy Duckworth. I want your vote. I want your vote. I'll give you a seat in the wagon. That's what, right? That's what Obama does. That's what Duckworth does.